Champions are not born. They're forged. This is about turning the ordinary into undisputed. Available now. Ade Oladipo, brought to you by Undisputed.
Morning peeps, good morning everyone. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, like, share, subscribe. A couple of quick bits before we get into the vid. This is sponsored by the wonderful people at Undisputed. The new Mexican Monster Pack is available to download right now. Just go to playundisputed.com. New players in the game. Sugar Ray Leonard's in it. David Benavidez is in it. Andy Ruiz Jr. What's happened to Andy Ruiz, by the way? Honestly, it's crazy. Like, we haven't seen him fight since Jarrell Miller a year ago. I know he was injured, but surely that's done now. But it's a shame. Look, we don't see him in the ring. We can get him in the game. So yeah, that's available right now at playundisputed.com. Second thing, the Look Back episode 4 is up. It's the best one yet. It is. I mean, I love doing GGG versus Brook, but this one's better because the fight's better. Dillian Whyte versus Derek Chisora 1 2016, which was a war. So that's up right now. Please give it a watch, like, share, all that good stuff. And what look backs would you like us to do? Like the 3 that I want to do next. And again, you guys let me know in the comment section. I want to do Carl Froch versus Butte. That was an incredible performance from Carl Froch. I want to do Canelo versus GGG1. Incredible fight. And I want to do Lee Wood versus Michael Conlan, because that was just madness. Honestly, madness. But again, let me know which ones you want, and I'll try and make it happen. If you know the hoops and the hurdles I had to go through to get this look back up, my God, it was like a copyright minefield. Anyway, enough of that. Let's see what there is to talk about today. Rolly Romero upgraded to WBA's primary welterweight title holder. Crazy. So at the moment in the welterweight division, you have Mario Barrios, WBC champion. You have Rolly Romero, now WBA champion. You've got Brian Norman, the WBO champion. And you have the IBF is vacant, but that's going to be decided between Paddy Donovan and Lewis Crocker. That's the welterweight landscape right now. Boy, that's as weak as I can ever remember. And that's not disrespecting the fighters, because I actually think Paddy Donovan is an incredible fighter. I really do. I think Brian Norman's good as well. I don't think too much of Barrios and Rolly, but I do think we have 2 good champions in the division. Obviously, Brian Norman fights Devin Haney. That's going to be a good scrap. But I mean, you compare it to, I don't know, you don't have to go that far back. I mean, you compare it to that era of just Keith Thurman, Kell Brook, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, and then the era just a few years after that of Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. I mean, I don't want to go back to Manny Pacquiao and Floyd and Miguel Cotto and Zab Judah. I mean, it's a weak welterweight division right now, but I mean, there are still some fun fights to make in it, but geez. Rosado makes weight for light heavyweight debut. Oh, man. I like Rosado. I've worked with Rosado a few times. He's a really good guy, honestly, great guy, knows his boxing. And he's a bit like our version of Derek Chisora, where the losses don't mean he's not an attraction. Like, he's still an attraction. You watch a Rosado fight because you just never know with Rosado. Personally, I'd love to see him hang him up. I say the same thing about Derek Chisora. But you can't stop these fighters. Like Manny Pacquiao is a prime example. These fighters still want to fight. They still want to fight, man. I don't even know who he's fighting, but look, good luck to him because, again, he's a great guy. Lee Wood eyeing at least one more fight in Josh Warrington rematch under consideration. The last time Lee fought was obviously against Antti Kakache. Kakache is just too big and too fresh. I don't know. I don't know what you do with Lee. Like, he's been desperate for that fight at the City Ground. And I guess the only person that can potentially help pack it is Josh Warrington. I mean, Josh still has a big fan base. People still will turn up and tune in to see Josh fight. Maybe that's it. Maybe those 2 guys just swing it out at the City Ground. It will be an incredible atmosphere. But a bit like with Rosado, I would prefer to see Lee say enough's enough, as I would prefer to see Josh say it. But I have to, and someone I think tweeted about this or sent me a message about it, like, it's difficult for us as fight fan to tell a fighter when enough is enough. And maybe I should stop doing it. It's true, right? Maybe I should just stop it. You know what it is? When you are ringside and you see the punishment they take, and then you speak to them after and you think, I mean, you've achieved so much. Like Lee's achieved so much. So has Josh. So has Gabe. Like all these fighters that I say should sort of call it quits have done. Wilder. They've achieved so much. But I guess that's the thing, right? They all think there's one more left. They all think there's one more good one left in them. And it could be a case of them hitting all the numbers in training camp. Sparring could be good. But it's different under the bright lights, isn't it? It's different. But look, if Lee is going to have one more, I would prefer it to be Josh, because they both kind of come down at the same rate. Like Lee versus Kakache was difficult to watch because I've done Kakache's last 4 or 5 fights and that guy's a killer. But Lee versus Josh, you could make an argument that both of them have deteriorated at the same rate, so it kind of makes for a fun fight. David Morrell Jr. and Callum Smith are surging into November 22nd. Man, the light heavyweight division seems to be booming right now, but the two top dogs seem to have stalled. Like, what's going on with Bivol Beterbiev? What's happening there? We're getting Benavidez Yard. We're getting Callum Smith Morrell, but the guys just in front of them, right? The two, undoubtedly, the two best in the division. Are we going to get a trilogy? I mean, it's one apiece. Are we going to get another knock or not? There was a lot of talk that it was going to happen in October. And I think even Beterbiev tweeted something about, are you waiting for me to get old, Bivol, before we run it back? There was some talk about a Russian investor chucking a lot of money in it. And I think Turkey was like, okay, guys, go and do what you want to do. I don't know what's happened with that. I don't know that investors decided to kind of pull out. I'm not quite sure. But it'd be nice to know what the two top dogs are doing, because the winner of that, I mean, there's almost like semi-finals and quarterfinals going on, if I'm honest with you. Personally, if Callum Smith gets past Morrell, I think I edge to Callum just, and Benavidez gets past Yard. They're both fighting around the same time. That's what we want to see, right? Benavidez versus Callum Smith. And then the winner, sounds a bit complicated this, but the winner of that then fights the winner of Bivol Beterbiev. Or if Bivol Beterbiev doesn't happen, just Bivol. Just Bivol. But yeah, you know, the name that somehow needs to get in the mix of this is Joshua Buatsi, who's obviously just signed for Queensberry. I know some people might say he's kind of a bit back, and he is, but that fight against Callum Smith was fantastic. I would have preferred to have seen my dream matchup here would have been Callum Smith versus Benavidez, and I actually like the Morrell Buatsi fight. But I mean, it is what it is. I'm sure Queensberry have a route for Joshua Buatsi. All right, let's talk about Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua. We've spoken about this. Oh my God, we've spoken about this for years. I must have done over 100 videos about this. And I'm doing a video now because, like, what is going on? Like, honestly, are you guys not as frustrated as I am? Like, this has become so frustrating. The fact that we don't even seem to be remotely close to this fight happening. Yet neither guy has a fight. But think about that for a second. Like, it's not like there was a time. Remember when there was a time when Fury announced that he's fighting AJ, but there was a block put on it because Deontay Wilder went to court, blah, blah. So, I mean, we were closer then. Yet, you know, really and truly, Fury had a fight with Wilder that he had to get through. Right now, neither man have no opponent. Neither man have no opponent. Fury has basically told the world he's back. We know he's back. He never really left. He never really retired anyway, but he's back. And AJ is, I don't know, on holiday or whatever he's doing, but he's in shape. Why are we not just doing AJ Fury? What's happening here? Is there not enough money? Of course there is. Of course there's enough money. I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but you could easily put ticket prices up. I don't want to be that guy, right? Because I want everyone to be able to watch it. But I mean, it is, it's a top tier fight, right? You expect the price to go up a little bit. I know they say there's no more pay-per-view, but you know, shit happens. But like, what is the hold up here? Like, I'd love someone I'd love them to do like a round table Tell us, what's the hold up? Does Fury not want to fight AJ? I don't understand. Like, there's not one bit of me, not one iota of me believes Fury is scared of Anthony Joshua. I don't believe that. Some people said, no, he's not. He's not. I've been around Fury. He's not scared of AJ. AJ's not scared of Fury. This isn't a fear thing. It isn't that. Both of them have now, Fury's now tasted defeat. I feel like once you taste defeat, like the idea of protecting your O's done now. It is what it is. You've lost. Like, what's going on? Like, how can we have two British heavyweights that have risen at the same time? Fury came through a bit earlier, but Fury became world champion in 2015 when he went to Dusseldorf. AJ became world champion in 2016 when he beat Charles Martin. So these guys have been world champions like that. I know both have had their hiccups along the line, but we're talking both have been in and around world championship status or been world champions for nearly a decade. How have you had two powerhouses like this in British boxing and they've not met? They've not. It's not even similar to, I was going to say it's similar to Amir Khan and Kell Brook. It's not. It's not similar to that at all because Amir Khan was always here in terms of being a powerhouse superstar and Kell Brook was kind of here. AJ and Fury are like this. Two monsters. The biggest superstars we've ever seen in this country in boxing. You could argue and say two of the biggest in sport. Like, they're so well known. Like, I don't get, Frank and Eddie now talk. You could have maybe said sort of 3-4 years ago, this is going to be difficult to make because Frank and Eddie don't really talk. They now talk. And even if they didn't, there was always George who Eddie used to talk to. And now we have the extra caveat that Turkey's now there. So the money's there. Like, surely the money's there. I don't get it. Honestly, I don't get it, man. It's going to be a disgrace if, like, when it's all said and done, if Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua don't meet in the ring, they have done British boxing bad. I don't care if AJ's given us so many incredible nights. Fury's given us so many incredible nights. If they do not fight each other, they have done British boxing bad. And that's a statement for me, and it's a true statement. I don't care what anyone, it's a true statement. Like, again, how these behemoths not met in the ring is incredible. Honestly, it's incredible. And I wish there was someone directly I could blame, and I'd fucking blame them. I'd be like, it's you, but I don't know who the person is. Honestly, I don't know who the person is. I have been with AJ, off camera, on camera, and he said, I want Tyson Fury. I don't get, and again, I will say this in defense of Tyson Fury. There is no way Tyson Fury is fearful of Anthony Joshua. It's not, no. Like, you don't fight the fights he's fought. And the stages of when he fought them, if he was scared of AJ, he's just not. So I don't get what's going on. And I will continue to make videos calling out both for it. Like, both of you are responsible. Like, I remember when Errol spoke about fighting Terrence, and Errol said, like, he had to make the fight happen or something along those lines. Like, it was him that pushed for this because maybe powers behind him or powers that be didn't want it to happen. Both of these fighters, they both have each other's numbers. Fucking call each other and say, look, are we going to get this on or not? Don't go through management and call each other and say, look, are we getting this on or not? Because the British public are demanding it. And more importantly, they deserve it. They deserve it. Like, this has now become, generally, this has become worse than Pacquiao Mayweather. It has. It's become worse than that. That was, Pacquiao Mayweather at the time was about 4 or 5 years too late. This is 4 or 5 years too late, but I'm still accepting it. Like, understand this. Pacquiao, when he fought Mayweather was still pound for pound number one. So although it was late, we still had peak Mayweather. Do you know what I mean? And Pacquiao wasn't that shabby. Pacquiao beat Timothy Bradley, by the way, after losing to Mayweather. So Pacquiao was still very, 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 very good. This is worse. This is worse than that because neither guy are peak of themselves anymore. This isn't peak AJ. This isn't peak Fury. It's still very good versions of themselves, but this isn't peak. But we are still desperate to see it. We are desperate to see it. The build-up would be, if you thought the build-up for Ben Eubank was good, can you imagine the build-up for this? Like, this would be, you fucking charge pay-per-view for the press conference. And I'm selfish because I know more than likely I'd be doing the face-off. I'd be doing this, so maybe I'm being I'd be doing the face-off for the biggest British fight we've ever seen and probably will ever see. Like this will be on billboards, on buses. They'll be on chat shows. This would be just fucking enormous. This will sell out Wembley Stadium in about a minute. Less. You guys know this. You know that sometimes when Eddie and Frank, they always say stuff like, oh, it's sold out. And you're like, is it really? Once they tell you this is sold out, you know it's done. You know it's done. It's so frustrating, man. Honestly, I think maybe because I've grown up with both of them. It's so frustrating. I can't believe that we might not get it. That's why I can't believe that it might not happen. Like, I don't know. And now I'm hearing about warm-ups for it to happen. Warm-up, why? What do you need a warm-up for? What is this? What do you need a warm-up for? What's AJ need a warm-up for? Just fucking get it done. What's Fury need a warm-up for? All this, warm-up. You know, like, we've been years we've been talking about this fight. We've been talking about this fight for a decade. 10 years. 3,650 days we've been talking about this fight. And you're telling me a warm-up. Anyway, Dave Allen, Arslanbek Makhmudov. That's done. That got announced, didn't it? Eddie announced a few fights. One fight that he announced, which I was like, okay, wait 1 second. I'm going to get it. Kieran Conway versus George Liddard. It was, wasn't it? I was like, it's a bit risky. George Liddard is definitely a good fighter. I was there at the last two fights they had. It was at the Copper Box. Both of them were on the undercard of Dave Allen versus Johnny Fisher. And I was like, Kieran Conway looks massive. He's certainly not done. And George Liddard's coming up. I think this is a risky fight. George Liddard obviously is the hot prospect. I mean, this is quite risky, but this is what Eddie's doing. Eddie's chucking in these prospects early, like sink or swim. So let's hope, if you're a George Liddard fan, and I am, that he can swim in this one, but it won't be easy. As for Dave Allen, Arslanbek Makhmudov, intriguing fight, isn't it? It's a fight that you never like. If someone said, name your 100 heavyweight matchups 12 months ago, you're not even thinking about this. Makhmudov is a bully who got bullied. And I say he's a bully because he looks like a villain in a superhero movie. And Dave Allen's just Dave Allen, isn't it? You're one of the geezers. So it's such an intriguing fight. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I'm very interested to see what the plan is with Johnny Fisher. Very interested to see what the plan is. We'll see. Who's this? Lazibek Mulojonov. He won Olympic gold medal in Paris. Sanctioned for PD test. Next, Oscar Valdez set for September 6th ring return in Mexico. Obviously, Oscar Valdez is coming off defeat to Navarrete. This was a bad defeat as well. Like, I've always felt, looking at him, by the way, I used to love Oscar Valdez. Go and Google Oscar Valdez versus Vasily Lomachenko. Amateur fight. My God, he's given Loma all he can take. Like, Oscar Valdez was touted as that guy. And look, he's been, is it a two-weight world champion? He's been a two-weight world champion, super feather and feather, right, I believe. So, I mean, he's had a fantastic career. I personally, every time I watch him, even in the Navarrete fight, he just looks undersized. Like, I honestly think his best weight's a featherweight. But look, as you get older, it's difficult to make the weight. But I look at him against some of these super feathers, and he just looks a bit too small for me. But look, it'll be interesting to see how he looks in his comeback fight. I wish him all the best because, again, I am a big fan of his. And I've watched him for years. Like, I used to watch him just hit the pads and just be like, this guy's frightening. And this is what I'm talking about. The other day I tweeted about this. There are levels at world level. Like, he was, I thought, just the next best thing. And he's fantastic. But ultimately, even at world level, there are levels. And he is just obviously not elite world level. He's very, very good. But elite, you can see what elite looks like. And he's not that. All right. Are we done? I think we are done. Sorry about my rant, people. I'm just fucking fed up. Peace.
Champions are not born. They're forged. This is about turning the ordinary into undisputed. Available now.